Hi, my name's Andy with Mountain Computers. Today is February 5th, 2019, and I'm going to go back over some of the things that we've covered in the past few days, just to make sure I fill in some of the gaps that I might have missed, and some of the errors of things I might have said that, obviously when you're filming and recording live, you don't catch until you watch the video footage. So again, let's go over motherboards real quick. Okay, so this here, let's see which way is this going. This is going good. So this here is an AMD FM2 motherboard. As you can see, this is the motherboard header. This is the PS2 keyboard, mouse, and keyboard. PS2 keyboard and mouse. Purple keyboard, green mouse. DVI-D video header. SVGA. 1, 2, 3, 4 USB ports. There's a 1394 port. That's an RJ45 network port. This is a 6-pin audio header. Green is audio out. That's the most important to remember. Going around the motherboard here at the bottom, you can see here, there's the audio header for your front pin audio cable on your motherboard case or your case on your computer. There's 2 PCI slots. This is a PCI Express 16 slot. That's a CMOS batteries location. This is a PCI Express 1 slot. These are 2 RAM slots, probably DDR2 or 3. That's your 20 plus 4 pin power connector. This is your floppy connector. This here is your IDE connector that supports 2 IDE devices. Here's 6 serial ATA hard drive connectors. Now, serial ATA comes in 3 speeds right now, 1.5, 3, and 6 gigabits per second. These are capacitors that you see are exposed. I can't remember this board why it stopped working. But anyhow, this is the socket. That's where the CPU goes. The heat sink goes over the top of it, and you can see there's 2 latches that it connects to. This here is the CPU power connector. That's the plus 4 power connector. Sometimes this will be 4, or this can be 8. Let's see what else on the motherboard. Nothing over here. Nothing over there. That pretty much covers it. That's the front of the board. Right here at the bottom, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 USB connectors for the front of the case, or inside in some cases. This is a 1394 connector. This here is your front panel header. This will be for the cables that go from the case to the motherboard. 1 will be your power switch. 2 will be your reset switch, which I usually never hook up because you can hold down the power switch for 4 seconds and it'll kill it anyhow. There will be a power LED, and then there will be a hard drive LED. Now, are there others on here? Not really. I don't see the speaker, the 2-wire speaker. I see an SPDIF out right there. I see a system chassis fan power right there. And that's about it for this board. Let's go to another board which we already covered. I didn't look up the history on this one. This was the one that I thought was a server board in the last episode. But again, 6 slots for RAM. Your CPU socket. Big heat sink for whatever's underneath there. You have 1 PCI Express 16 slot. You have 2, 3 PCI Express 1 slots. Sometimes you'll see a PCI Express slot. It'll be, I remember in the day it was like a 4-8 combination. Again, CMOS, where the battery goes. It's a CR2032 battery. They're like $1. If somebody tries to sell them to you for $7, $8, that's sort of a ripoff. Again, the connectors for this one here is another 1394 connector. This is your audio. That's for the front of the case. This is your computer case. This here is a USB, another USB. I can't tell what that one is. It's hard to read. Well, that's another USB. And then here is your front header. You'll have 4 serial ATA connectors. Motherboard header. E-serial ATA. 1, 2, 3, 4 USB 2.11 connectors. This one again has an 8-pin power, your 20 plus 4 over here, back over here. This is your 6-pin audio header for going to your surround sound speakers, if you got them, or just one. speaker set, the green output. Back of the motherboard, nothing, just a plate. Again, the serial ATA connectors. That can be a RAID 0, 1, 5, 10, or JBOT. That's good with that one. Now let's go back to the red motherboard. This red motherboard. Let me change sides here. We'll see how that goes. LGA 775 socket. That's your connector for your CPU heatsink fan. 2 RAM slots, 20+4. This is your IDE. That's your floppy. 4 serial ATAs. CMOS battery. Oh, this is an onboard speaker. I like those in the old days, to where you didn't have to get a speaker and find the pins and put it in. Big heatsink. Capacitors. These are bubbled. Board's bad. See this multicolor USB 1, 2, and 3. And then you'll see the JPF or JFP1, JFP2. The JFP1, again, this will be the power, the reset, the power LED, and then the hard drive LED activity. This is a TPM1 jumper right here. Here's a COM1 for serial communications, if you should use it, a long time ago. Your system fan power. Did I already say the floppy here? I got some capacitors there that are bubbled, some capacitors there that are bubbled. Real simple. That's how you put your CPU in, lock it down. Nothing on the back that's anything fancy. Here you have your DVI-D, SVGA, 4 serial 4 USB, 1 RJ45 network adapter, again 6-pin audio header. Again, purple is your US or PS2 keyboard, green is your PS2 mouse. Whew. How many times are we going to do this? That's the question, until we get it right. Well, you never quite get it right or perfect. Every board's a little different. So this one is almost ready to go into a computer case. Let's go on this header. Standard keyboard and mouse, SVGA video, the blue USB or USB 3, 2 USB 2.0, 1.1. These will go to 2, they'll step down. RJ45 connector, 3-pin audio header. Green again is your sound out. Red is your speaker. And let's stop for a second. We just got interrupted and somebody walked in.